Hey guys, welcome to a special edition of our Patreon videos. I am joined by the legend, the myth, Noah William Black. He is 17, and we've got quite a story here where he's getting ready to move back to Colorado. He feels like it's just time for him to go. And so, Noah, welcome.
Thank you.
All right. Hey, so let's talk a little bit about you and your life. You lived in Africa with us when you were 4. Do you remember anything about that?
Not much, no. I remember orphans and not liking them very much.
Not liking him, that's true. He would sit in the air-conditioned van with bologna sandwiches and just watch the orphans from inside because his blonde hair, they pick at it and try to beat him up, and it was quite a fun little trip. All right, and then we moved back to Colorado, and we lived in the same house for the longest we've ever lived anywhere, and you gathered a whole bunch of friends around you.
Yep. Yeah, all my best friends that I've always known.
Always known since you were little, and you kind of grew up with them, and they're all still back in Colorado Springs, and so you're wanting to go join them. We moved here after your brother passed, and we kind of moved some things around and sell the house and move into the apartment, and we moved here over 4 years ago. And so tell us a little bit about what it's been like living in Europe, living in Spain, and how's that been for you?
It's been interesting for sure. Rough at times and lonely. You really want Chick-fil-A, Chipotle.
Yes.
Don't have it. Spanish food's iffy.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really, really good sometimes with people at G42 and some really good relationships. But yeah, definitely miss America a lot. It's very lonely here sometimes, but good overall.
Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't trade it, as you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the Spanish that you've learned, the network that has been created. There was a graduation a few years ago, and Derek Shadow, which became one of your best buddies.
Mm-hmm.
They would go down and do Fuengi Friday. There's a city down below called Fuengirola, and they'd go pass out food to the homeless and then go skateboarding and kind of hang every Friday. When he was graduating, he just wept and just said what Noah was to him and how much he meant. And that night, Noah you got pretty upset that night.
Yeah.
What were you feeling? What was going on?
It seemed like everybody always left, but we never got to. So I'd make all these great relationships, and then they'd leave, and then I would have to start over again with these friends I made, and then back to square one. So
yeah, we say see you later a lot around here. As you know, they graduate. Back then it was every 6 months. Now it's every 9 months. But we have people coming and going all the time, so it's just really hard. But one of the things that we came together on was that you were going to be most likely one of the most networked young men on the planet, because we send all these graduates that come through here all over the planet, all over the world, to start businesses and nonprofits and ministries and all kinds of things. And so that kind of calms your heart down a little bit, your spirit.
yeah, for sure, definitely.
Yeah. So what's been the highlight of living in Spain?
Probably those connections I've made, people that I've hung out with and done some really cool stuff, like going to Portugal and surfing with friends, and yeah, just getting to know people, playing basketball every week with guys that are a lot older than me and being able to learn from them.
Yeah, your game has improved much.
Yeah.
and you know, Major's become one of your best buddies. Major and Britt are on staff with us, and we play basketball with all the guys a couple times a week. We try to anyway.
Yeah.
My game's not quite what it used to be. And so then that's the highlight. What's been one of the hardest parts of living over here?
When everybody is gone and there's nobody in the village, they're all in practicum or graduated. Very boring. Nothing to do. I like you and Mom, but you're not very fun to hang out with, I must say.
We're a little old, yeah. Yeah. Noah has been such a pleasure for us, man, because we're our buddies, and we do like to hit McDonald's at least once a month. We won't tell the sisters that; they'll freak out. But you know, my best memory of you and I here was when we did the Camino with one of the World Race Squads.
Yeah.
And I was walking with these world racers down this Camino, and I was having conversations with them, just getting to know them. And after a while, Noah walked up next to me and he said, "Hey, so you're Mr. Black?" And I'm like, "Yeah, so you're Noah." And we just had this conversation for hours as if we didn't know each other. And we talked about things like, "Hey, what's your dad like?" And he would tell me, and a little rough, a little angry sometimes, but a pretty good guy. And I asked him what his family was like and how it was like to live with his family. It was amazing. It was an incredible encounter and God did some really cool things in you on that. Do you remember that at all?
Yeah, a little bit. At first, I started as kind of a joke because I was kind of making fun of the racers that were talking to you like that and stuff. And then it just turned out to be a really good, deep conversation, and we got to learn a lot about each other.
We did. Okay, so you're 17. You're getting ready to move to Colorado, go on your own. Noah's leaving. He wants to go back and finish his last year of high school with his buddies, and we think it's awesome. It's a little rough, especially for Lisa, but I think I'll be fine.
We'll see.
Yeah. And so he's going to live in Colorado with some friends of ours and rent their basement from them and for a little while, and then maybe move around a bit. His big sister lives there, and my dad is still there, and Lisa's parents. But you're going back. What do you see for your future? What do you see happening?
Man, I don't know. It's hard to tell because so many things can happen and so many things can change. But right now, I just really want to go catch up with my friends, make up that time that I've missed with them, try to finish high school, and then who knows, maybe college, maybe something back in Europe, but I'm not sure about yet.
Yeah, we're thinking maybe Global U.
Yeah.
Global U is a new gap that we have school for 18 to 22-year-olds, and they learn coding and entrepreneurship. They live in 3 different parts of the world: Spain for 3 months, which would be awesome to have them back here, and then Thailand, Israel, different places that they go. And so we're thinking that way, but we're not sure. All right, your generation, you got all your buddies. You're going to go hang with them. What's your hope? What do you see for your generation?
One thing I've noticed with my generation is we're very set on goals. We don't like to be silent. I've seen this all over social media. Older people try to tell us that we need to be more vocal, and then we are more vocal, and they tell us that we're children, we can't have opinions. So I'm seeing a lot of my generation come through stuff like that and make a name for themselves and say that we do have opinions. I think that's really cool.
Okay. And so you've written a book at least, right? Or 2 since you've been here.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to keep writing?
Yeah, I might. I don't like it quite as much as I used to, but I do enjoy it from time to time.
Yeah. It's amazing because at 17, there's so many options on the table these days, and you can literally kind of run a business from anywhere in the world if you get the right kind of education and training and entrepreneurship and all those things. And I know you've gone to like Daniel and Ethan and gotten advice financially, building a budget, all that stuff. We're flying in for Christmas to get his driver's license in Georgia, and then we're driving up to St. Louis to have Christmas, and then out to Colorado to drop him off. And so here we go. Well, Noah, awesome. Thanks for the conversation. Anything else you want to say to the network? Guys, I just want you to pray for him if you would. Keep him on your heart and on your mind. This is a big move for us and for him, and this is our last one. And so it'll just be Lisa and I out here and traveling. And so thanks for the conversation, man. Time, son. Love you.
Thank you.
All right. You gonna get it?